Okay guys, welcome back to another video. So as many of you guys know, I like to show you guys great products that many of you guys haven't ever seen. Now, before I get started on the product I'm going to be showing you, most of you probably would have already seen it, already know what this was. Now this product has been sent to me, I've never used it, but I've done a lot of research regarding this tool when they said they were actually sending it to me. And this was way before Christmas and it was delayed on delivery. Now, many of you guys just think that I'm here to promote loads of different stuff for you guys to go and buy. That's just simply not the case. If I was to reveal everything that China and my affiliates always send me, that I'm having to decline because I will not promote it on this channel or make you guys go and buy it because it's something I would never use, you guys will probably be shocked at the amount of stuff I've had to turn down. They've tried to send me car hoovers, which I just would not promote on here and make you guys go and buy. They've tried to send me many OBD dongles for your mobile as well, which I tell them straight away, I'm not going to promote that one bit because you guys won't buy it and it's something I would never use even myself. They've tried to send me cheaper scan tools, which majority of the time I reject based on the fact purely because I wouldn't use it and I wouldn't force you guys to use it. But this company decided to contact me and many people have already done a video regarding this product, but none have actually explained the capabilities of this product in full detail and what it can actually do. And therefore, that's what I want to go over in today's video. And they've actually sent this to me and I'll go over the brand in a moment. But firstly, let's get onto this video.
What? Goddamn, get it done, will ya? Woo! When the blow up now, everybody's so unusual with it. Shit. But said times in his rhymes cause his memories. We running through New York so you know.
So, many of you guys message me all the time looking for a good product for your car. And when I say product, I mean scan tool. Now, many of you would have seen on previous videos, I'm always recommending the AutoFix. That will be, and always will be, my number one go-to scan tool. There is no doubt about it. But as many of you guys know, as one company makes something, there is other companies who want to enter the competition also. And therefore, I was contacted by a company who are basically trying to, destroy other competition out there by making their own device. So they sent me this tool right here. Now, many of you guys probably won't know what it is. Many of you probably would have already seen it. This is the XTOOL, this is the XTOOL D7 Smart Diagnostic System. Now, if many of you guys don't know, this tool can do a lot of different features. If you look on the box there, you've got all the features right there. This can do key programming, pin code reading, smart key programming, remote controller programming, immobilizer ECU programming, battery reset, steering angle reset, throttle position sensor adaptation, EPB, which is the electronic parking brake adaptation, oil reset, tire pressure warning light reset, OBD2 engine diagnostics, timing belt light reset, DPF, and more. Now, the reason this company sent this to me is because it's not very well known. Now, obviously, this company has only just come out and they're trying to compete with AutoFix because AutoFix and Autel are already making scan tools that you can key program and everything else. Now, from what I've read up about this scan tool, it's actually really, really good and it hasn't failed anyone as yet. You guys can feel free to go and check it out yourself. There is people who have actually programmed keys using this device, and it isn't just me. I'm not the first person to do a review on this scan tool, so don't just believe my word on it. Feel free to go and look it up yourself and put in key programming. I'm sure many videos and many people in reviews will tell you that they've managed to use this to key program. But there is one flaw with this product I'm going to go over when I get it out, and I'm going to tell you that in a second. But if you see on the side of the box here, they say they've got world-class technical support, convenient one-click upgrade, and you've also got the most usable services and features, which I believe is true. It does have the most usable features that most people are going to need, especially key programming, because a lot of you guys always message me every day regarding a scan tool that can do key programming, can read all your codes, is bi-directional, and can do it all. Now, this scan tool can do it all, and we are going to get it out, and I'm going to show you what it's in the box and how to actually use it. Now, do bear in mind when you actually get this, you are going to have to connect it to Wi-Fi, you're going to have to register your email, and you're also going to have to upgrade and update all the manufacturers and all the functions on this device itself. It is an Android system, so it does download very, very quickly. And once it's updated, you'll be able to get to use straight away using it. So here it is, guys. This is the D7 Smart Diagnostic System by XTOOL. Now, as I said to you guys, yes, this has been sent to me, but please understand something. I'm very real with what I'm giving you. I am not going to tell you to go and buy something that I wouldn't buy myself. The reason I told them to send me this was purely because I know it's something I would use myself on one of my cars in the future. And believe me on that, I would not have them send me junk because I do not want to fill my workshop, my sheds up with junk tools I would not use. I only get them to send me stuff I will use myself, and I will actually let you guys see me use, and then you guys can buy it yourself. Now, as I said to you, please keep watching because this device isn't what it seems, especially for BMW. And I'm going to show you why that is once we get it plugged up to the car. Because many of you guys think it works for BMW. Well, it does, but certain features do not work for BMW. And they haven't actually released if it's actually even gonna work for BMW, and there's a reason why that is. So as you can see here, it's in a nice, hard, steady case. So this is a hard case to keep it safe. And if you can see inside, you'll see you've got the scan tool, you've got your instructions, which are basically useless because it's all in Chinese, unless many of you want to read through that. You've got your cable that connects to the scan tool itself. You've got your OBD adapter, which plugs onto that cable, and you've also got all your charging sockets. Now, bearing in mind, this don't come with a UK one, but obviously many people have a converter plug in their house for other things, so you can just plug that straight on, or you can use a USB to charge it. It does come with a USB there to download all the data as well off the scan tool if needed. And if you can see, we'll pull out just the scan tool so you guys can see. This is the scan tool itself. Now, if you'll see, the scan tool system is very, very nice. It's got rugged edges in case you drop it. So therefore, if you was to drop it, it ain't gonna smash the screen, it will just bounce. On the back, it's like a metal aluminium type casing, so it's not plastic, so it won't break. This has been built for garages in mind and people for DIY mechanics also. If I'm honest with you, like I said, the device is absolutely really, really beautiful, and it's really, really good. We'll just go ahead and turn it on so you guys can see. So if you can see there, it's now powered on, it says XTOOL. Now you will see it's an Android system. It should boot up very fast. You can see there it's now just loading up. So it has got all them nice graphs that come in, and you'll see the car coming to the screen as well, ready for diagnostics. And once it actually loads up, it will then take you to the XTOOL system on the main screen. So you will see right there. Now on the functions itself, what we can do is we'll go into special functions so I can show you all the special functions it actually does. In special functions, you'll see here, it's got all the functions. Now, if you can see, we've got key programming, instrument cluster, power balance, seat match, EEPROM, language change, electronic parking brake, throttle adjustment, transport mode, SAS, DPF, injector coding, oil reset, AF reset, TPMS reset, BMS reset, ABS bleeding, stop start reset, headlight, windows initialization, electronic pump activation, which will be your electronic water pump, suspension, gear learning, gearbox match, airbag reset, and tire upgrade. Now you're looking at the scan tool thinking, okay, most of you probably won't know what most of these settings are. So key programming, most of you will know what that is. EEPROM is for the ECU programming if you need to read and clone an ECU. And yes, you can actually do that with this device. If you could see there, it's asking for the EEPROM adapter. Now XTOOL haven't, I don't believe, released the adapter you're gonna need to be able to clone ECUs as yet. But if you click the EEPROM adapter, you'll be able to see here all the things you can actually do. So you've got read pin code, data initialization, file browser, theft data repair, mileage adjustment, read write EEPROM, read write ECU data, and read firmware. Now, as I said to you previously, this is the way scan tools are going, to the point you're going to be able to do everything on your car without the need of BMW anymore. Now, let me just point one thing out. The same with this and the AutoFix, you cannot clone an ECU with ISTA, okay? You cannot program a key of ISTA, but with this, you can. They haven't released the adapter yet, but bearing in mind XTOOL is still new on the market. But later on, they will end up releasing an adapter, so you will be able to do this for all cars. Now, I'm not sure if BMW is on here, but I'm certain they probably are going to fit that because they'll lose a lot of money, because most people who buy this kind of stuff is going to have a BMW. And BMW is the most notorious one for having ECU problems. Now, we would just go back out of that. That's what EEPROM means. We now have key programming. Now, if you can see there, you've got your agreement that you've got to agree by, and we'll click agreed. Now, if you can see, this is all the makes and models it can actually do. Now, this can actually pair a new blanked key to your car. All you will have to know is what EEPROM chip you actually have, and it will actually pair it to whatever module it actually links to your car. Now, if you can see here, this is all the models it's got right here that you can do key programming. Okay, and many of you will see here and probably notice it's already missing one of the manufacturers. As we're going down, you've probably noticed it don't have one of the manufacturers. If you've noticed here, we are missing yours truly, BMW. And why is that? Because BMW cannot be programmed via the OBD port. Because we have now like card keys, which are keyless start, you have to do them via the FEM or the CAS. And therefore, this cannot write them to that car because we don't have an ordinary key like many manufacturers. So therefore, they will have to bring out a new adapter to be able to do that. The OBD can plug in, of course, but you need to put the key into a programmer. And that's where the IM608 and where the IM61 from AutoFix comes in very handy compared to this. This one cannot do key programming for BMW as of yet, from what I know. But the AutoFix can do key programming on BMW with the IM1, and it will also be able to do ECU cloning. So that is where the AutoFix is a killer compared to the XTOOL. Now, unless XTOOL sort this out and allow you to do BMW programming, this is going to be a major flaw in a sell point for their products. Now, this scan tool is really, really nice, and it's packed with a lot of great features already, but they can't just jump one manufacturer and do all the rest. This scan tool could become a really, really good scan tool. For the price, it's really, really worth it. Now, if you guys don't know how much it is, on Amazon, it's actually £530, which is much cheaper than the AutoFix altogether with the IM1. And you'll get a lot more features, but you don't have BMW. And that is a major flaw, especially for people like us who want something of ease to be able to key program and do ECU cloning with ease without the need of having to buy another scan tool. If they build this in, this would make and probably be one of the best selling scan tools of all time, purely because of the cost for £500. Because where else can you get a £500 scan tool that can do it all? You would need to spend £3,000 to £4,000 to have them kind of scan tools to be able to do all that. You know, I've spent loads on my key clone equipment just to be able to do keys, and that's keys alone and ECUs, where now you can get it all in a package worth £500 is absolutely brilliant. Now, that is all the special functions it can actually do. Bearing in mind there's actually more. Obviously, you've got your remote control here, you've got your auto scan, diagnosis, report, your updates, your settings. We're going to go ahead and plug this up and scan the car, and we're going to see what functions it can do with bi-directional. Obviously, I'm going to plug it up to the M5 so you guys can see all the functions it can do, and I'm going to show you why ISTA is no longer valid. Now, I know for many of you, that's probably heartbreaking to hear because you've all invested in ISTA and think ISTA's the best. But as I told you, these scan tool companies are coming along and doing what BMW have tried to stop us for so many years. Yes, they've come along later, but what they're putting into these devices with the key programming and ECU cloning is much better than ISTA, and BMW will never ever integrate it into ISTA. So if many of you guys are waiting for that, you're going to wait a very long time, because BMW will never ever have that feature on ISTA where these tools already do, and you can get going with your needs straight away. Now, bearing in mind, most people charge £100 to £120 for a key. This is already going to make its money back within seconds, just you run diagnostics on your car and you being able to make keys for your car. So do bear that in mind, that for £500 is literally nothing compared to how much you're going to save. If you go and ask the dealer how much they want for a key, I think it's about £300. This is £500 and you have this for life. That's the main difference. So this is the obviously OBD cable that we're going to be using, and you want to find the correct one. So it will go something like this into the OBD adapter, just like that. And you've got the security pins, which will just lock them up to hold it in place so it doesn't go anywhere. And then you just tighten it up just like that. You've obviously got your other connector here, which goes into your diagnostic system. And many of you are probably asking what this port is. This is going to be an AC port to obviously send power to the OBD system itself. And I believe this is going to be used later on for key programming or ECU cloning, because you do need to have power supply go into certain pins to read from the ECU. So that's what that power lead is actually going to be for on this OBD itself. So don't worry too much about that. If you do buy this tool and you're wondering what the hell does this do, you ain't got anything that goes in it. That's going to be used later on, and I do believe it's going to be used for ECU cloning. So you can see here, we've now got the OBD scanner plugged up to my M5. So if you can see, it's got a long enough cord for you to be able to sit comfortably wherever you are with the scan tool and be able to do whatever you need to do. Now we're just going to click auto scan and see if it finds our car without us having to search the car. But it does have every manufacturer, and I'll show you that later on. We're just going to do auto scan. And if you can see here, it's already shown our BMW. So it knows it's a BMW already. So now what it'll do is read the vehicle identification number and let it just read. And if you can see, it's found our car and our chassis number as well, with the engine, what make it is, and where it was made. We'll just click OK. Then it will do a scan, and it's running a scan on our car. Now we'll just let it find it. Now we can go to system selection. Now if you can see here, we're on the M5, just to be clear with everybody who's going to be watching this. We can go into drive system, and if you can see here, we've got engine system, and we can do actuation test. And if you can see there, we can test all the throttle valves, the idle actuator, the fuel injectors, the electric oil pump, electric fan, and the e-box. Now if we don't want to do that, we can go into transmission, actuation test, general, and if you can see here, you can check all the gear indicators, the shift lever. We can go into select gears. We can do it all. Now if we go into easy access, which is the CAS module, we'll go into general, and we can do delete electric steering lock, which again, many of you message me all the time regarding that. You can do that on this scan tool. Now if we just come out of that, we can go into chassis system. You've got dynamic stability control, again actuation test on the pump motor, electronic damping. You can reset the control unit or set the programs on there. So you can do many different things. Now, a lot of the things you guys asked me for will be in the special functions, because this can actually do a lot of good features already on the car. You've got the gearbox match, which I suppose is for the transmission. We can do the transmission, we click OK. We can go to Europe, BMW, auto scan, and it will scan what gearbox we got on the car. And if you can see here, it's now creating vehicle communication with the car. And it says fail to scan VIN code information whether to continue functions. We can click yes. And then obviously it's asking if the transmission is on, which the engine is not on, therefore it won't read the transmission. But if you can see here, you do have a lot of special functions. And if you can't find them, you can get them in here. As I said to you, if you are struggling to find the features you actually want, all you need to do is run a scan and you'll be able to find everything you need. So we'll run another auto scan on it, and I'm going to show you the diagnosis now on the car of what we can actually diagnose. Let it scan everything. Then we'll just do an automatic scan. If you can see here, it's running the scan, and just look at how quick it did all the scan. You can see there, it scanned everything on the car. So if we just do diagnose on the ECU, we can now read the ECU information. It will tell you the part number, what ECU it is, if it's programmable, and everything else. Now, you can obviously run all the actuation tests yourself. You've obviously got all your live data here as well for all the engine values if you need to run live data. So you've basically got everything there. You can access every module on the car and be able to do bi-directional. So we can do that and do another actuation test, and you can do everything just like that. Now, obviously it doesn't do coding and programming, and that is a main feature I know many of you guys want. Many of you guys want coding, programming, key programming, and ECU programming. And this is not a deal breaker because it doesn't have that. In diagnosis, you'll see there, we've got all the manufacturers you can actually want and think of. We've got them all there, and any that you want are all here. We've got Chinese, American, Australian, basically every single manufacturer you're ever going to need to use. BMW will obviously always be at the top because that's where I've actually set it, but you guys can sell it for whatever manufacturer you actually use the most. But obviously BMW is the only one I use, so therefore BMW sits up there. But obviously you have the OBD2 function as well, which can obviously do auto scan and find the car without the need of you having to, run BMW itself. But that is how you actually diagnose on the XTOOL, and this is all the car manufacturers actually allows. So another feature on this, which many won't make you aware of, is if you go into BMW right here, you'll see as we click that, we've also got a service manual. Now in the service manual, you'll see a list of common problems that are actually happening with your car, and it will tell you how to rectify them. So you'll see here BMW CAS matching and key to disable, 5 series, tyre pressure alarm settings, BMW Mini continuously variable transmission, view the entire BMW fuel system, and you've got a load of different things here to actually help you along the way. So you do have a service manual, and that will be for all manufacturers on this actual scan tool. Apart from that, guys, it doesn't really have many other features I can actually dive into, but for it being bi-directional, so you can activate all the things on the car, for it to scan all your fault codes and do everything you need. To be honest, this is a great scan tool, and for, you got to think, £500, this is under the cost of the AutoFix with the IM1, which the AutoFix is 636, and it therefore can do a lot, but they haven't brought the adapters to the market yet. So therefore, I do think this scan tool is worth it, but not right now, and that's purely because they haven't got BMW for key programming on cloning, and that is a major killer for this device because they can't have all the other manufacturers and not BMW. Otherwise, this device would be an absolute no-brainer if it come with the whole kit, the XTOOL, and it allowed BMW for ECU cloning and key programming. This would be a must buy for everybody for the price. But until they do that, I would hold back and wait to purchase this scan tool unless you desperately need one and you've obviously got money to spend and you don't care if they don't bring it out. But I'm hoping and praying they will bring it to BMW at some point soon. Okay, so many of you guys are probably asking what I think of this XTOOL D7 Smart Diagnostic System. And let me tell you, this has a very strong place in the market. But for us in the BMW scene, this is not a good device. And that's purely because they have limited what we can do on BMW. This does not do BMW key programming. I doubt it's going to do BMW ECU cloning. If it did, this will probably be one of the cheapest, best devices you can buy for under £1,000 on the internet right now that can do it all. And guess what? It walks you through every step so you can't even make a mistake. That means a newbie or a DIY mechanic can come along and be programming keys and making money. Now, many of you guys know not everyone is going to go out and buy a £500 scan tool. But if you wanted to get started in a business doing key programming or ECU cloning, this would be the way forward. One job, which ECU cloning, you can make £300 per ECU, you'd make your money back in seconds. Key programming, you can charge £120 to £130 per key. If this could do all BMW, you would be laughing and this would be a winner. But the fact it can't do it, and I don't know if they're going to bring it in future, is not a must for me to actually say to you guys to go and buy. I would not recommend this device purely because of that reason. Overall, it's a great product and it has a lot of potential. This is a major killer, and bearing in mind I love my AutoFix, but if this had all them functions already, I would be telling you guys go and buy this over the AutoFix because it's cheaper and it's all in one and you don't need any more adapters. But the fact is, this doesn't have it for BMW. But if you are key programming all them other kind of cars that you saw on here, then go and buy this device because this device is going to be perfect for you. As for the ECU cloning, I'm not sure on the list of what manufacturers it's going to support. That is something we have to wait until XTOOL actually release. But bearing in mind, XTOOL is still new in the market, so they are still developing products for this tool. This is one of their flagship devices out at the moment, and I'm sure they're going to release even more greater ones later on. But as I said to you guys, this scan tool was sent to me by XTOOL, and I just want to give a big shout out to them for actually sending it to me. I hope you guys have actually enjoyed this video, and I will pin this device in the comments below and link it in my description so you guys can go and check it out if you want to know more about this device. So thank you very much for watching, guys. It's BMW Dr. Dean here, and as I said to you, I was here with the XTOOL D7 Smart Diagnostic System today doing a review on this amazing product. Thank you very much for watching. It's BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.